We are right back with more from DCB Live. Coming up, an interview with Ellis Tom.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Hey everybody, welcome back. You know, my next guest has navigated the realm of photography at such a young age. He's currently the freelance photographer and goes by the name of Unplanned Photography on Instagram. And he's currently a videographer slash photographer at the Media Cats team. Please welcome Ellis Tom. What up, Ellis? You out here flexing with your own studio. Thanks for being here.
It's good to be here. It's good to meet you. It's my first time ever talking with you. We talked briefly before we went live. Already honored, very honored to your last season. So congratulations again for that. Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Before we dive into what's trending in photography right now, can you walk us through what were some of the biggest takeaways of 2023 in terms of you and your experience with photography? But most importantly, how was your winter break?
Yeah, my break was nice and, relaxing. I think definitely being a college student, it's always, I think freshman year, you always, you're getting acclimated, but once you get really going, you're trying to find those, breaks in between that you can really relax and connect with your family. So really winter break was just spent relaxing, not touching the camera at all, because, I do it so much when I'm back at school. But yeah, photography, I mean, it is important. I didn't realize how much it would play a role in my life growing up. So it's been interesting. It captures memories, and that's why when you're talking about AI, it is difficult for AI to take over photography, because in essence it's about what the art means to you. Every photo you take, the memories that you're making while taking the photos, it represents something to you personally. So if it's AI generated or computer generated, it would take that, passion away from the art. So I don't think AI can ever take over photography or any art form, to be honest with you. It could look cool, but it won't have meaning behind it. So it might lose its meaning.
Even upon just the realm of AI itself, photography has its own principles that just need to be preserved at all times. And you see in every place now that we have museums extremely dedicated to legends of photography, and just the incredible work that they have done behind the scenes to make those memories possible and to capture one of the world's greatest events of our existence.
Yeah.
And by that concept, we are nowhere close to perfectly capturing the best version of ourselves, because AI has, in a way, helped us cheat a little bit, in getting those perfect details either embedded in or out of the way, depending on what the preference of course, the audience is. Talk to us about your experience in being a photographer, and how did that impact your perspective on just the way we capture things in life?
Yeah. Wow. I was always an athlete growing up, so I always see things from a sports lens. So when I actually got injured, it left a hole in my life. So I couldn't play, I couldn't move. So I really turned to different alternatives, and I was always that type of person that was antsy to do something new. And so in turn, I'm very grateful that I got injured. I suffered a torn ACL, because it introduced me to my passion for videography. I started recording athletes. I started recording myself, actually. I started editing my own highlight mixtapes. And when I recovered, I actually showed that mixtape to a coach. And I got recruited to play basketball at different schools. So it opened up a lot of doors for me. That was my kind of first experience with it. But actually, my first video I ever edited was when my grandmother passed away. She passed away, and it was a tough loss for me, and she
Condolences.
Yeah, I appreciate it. She always had the confidence in me that I would, make the NBA, which I know, unfortunately, I'm sorry to her that, rest her soul, that, I'm not going to be an NBA talent. But, in turn, my dad turned to me and said, hey, we need to make a video for everybody to remember her. Would you do it? And I said, oh, I had some experience editing some basketball highlights of my own. So I literally dug through all her old photos in her garage, because back then, they only had paper copies. So I remember I would dig through her garage and I just find photos, fax them, convert them to, digital copies, and I edited it into a video. And everybody came up to me and said, "Oh my goodness, we love that video." And that's where I really grew my love and passion for like videography, because of just that powerful feeling of, putting something together that really moves people, and um yeah, just memories and how it moved everybody in that room. So I wanted to, in turn, use that photography skills to capture my own life, to capture moments in my own life, because I always went to my family and I was like, "Hey, what were you like when you grew up? What did you do? How did you become the person you are today?" And they would always tell me stories. And the only thing better than, hearing it by secondhand is seeing it firsthand. So that's why I started vlogging my own life, because one day when I have kids, when they ask me, "Hey, Dad, what was your life like?" I was like, "Hey, here, watch it."
It seems to me that your grandmother is not wrong yet, because legend says that you may see yourself take photos at the NBA games, um,
That'd be
which is
awesome.
still the same route, right? Yeah.
And I mean, I would always accept any opportunity that comes my way. Actually, recently, I'm very grateful to Coach Pham. He's the head coach for the UC Merced men's basketball team, and he's actually, allowed me to be around the team and, do videography work and, start to create a video department within the basketball team. So that's been a pleasure to work with as well. So we never know. Who knows? Future's bright. So.
Well, just to let you know, King James is hiring. So if you're watching, he's your top pick right off the bat.
I don't see myself in like the capacity of like a traditional NBA photographer, like going to every game and being there working with one organization, but definitely maybe working on like a documentary project or something that's close with him. I really want to get into filmmaking and telling stories, because yeah, I want to really move people. I don't want I don't like being stiff. I think the one thing that I love about consuming TV and television is that you get to, watch a TV show about cops, or you get to watch a, movie about an astronaut. It just takes you into that world that you would never, get to do other or get to see otherwise. So you kind of get to experience it yourself. And I think being a filmmaker on the creative side, getting to immerse myself in, LeBron James' life, being close with him and getting to tell his story, I'd take that any day of the week. So I think that would be pretty cool.
We expect you to donate big on Giving Tuesday. Big time, when this session is over, I assume.
Whatever show your future, I'm donating all my money there.
Yeah, well, not your life savings. You've been around with Media Cat's team, for a long time. And as I mentioned earlier, you collabed with incredible organizations here on campus. And I'll just point out, a few of them. You collaborated with the Bobcat dance team for their own photo shoots. You covered college sports and other campus events. And you even took part in making a music video for one of UC Merced's like rising student artists, Wilfred Aubin. Now, out of this whole realm of like navigating through what needs to be told here at UC Merced, and just by embracing this like identity of a celebrity photographer, depending on how you look at it, were there some new concepts of photography that you have learned yourself? Did you see yourself, even doing this kind of work in the first place?
I think it helped me see a lot more of the campus. What I mean by that is, I think like I said, I take everything in a sports lens. I think everybody, when they viewed me on the surface, they see an undersized Asian American, and I'm always play glass on the floor. And I think for UC Merced, it's very similar. They look at UC Merced on the surface level, and they go, "It's in the middle of nowhere. We're surrounded by cows. There's not much here to do." And I think that's just all wrong. I think most people that probably degrade UC Merced never really get to take the time to learn what the campus is about, get to know the students, get to know the city and the community. So I think having this job with the Media Cats has really given me that opportunity to really meet just a wide range of individuals across the entire campus. And, I think if every student had got to experience that level of, connection, I think they would have a totally different opinion about UC Merced and what it's like to attend school in the Central Valley. So I think it opened my eyes for sure about the city. And yeah, career-wise, I never saw myself as a, videographer, photographer, editor, especially for a university. I think that's still so crazy to me, because they reached out to me from seeing my YouTube videos. So I could have never imagined what that would have turned into. So nah, definitely would have never seen myself in this position, but it's helped me grow a lot and see that I can actually turn this into a career and give purpose in different dimensions. I kind of always did it for my own fulfillment, my own purpose, but now having a greater purpose in a sense, creating content for other students to see this university in a different light, in a sense, is empowering. So it's definitely opened my eyes of how I can use videography in different areas and aspects of life.
Throughout this time, you've even called photography your own therapy. That's kept you striving along the way, right? Throughout, covering these like important events. But I want to point out one of the incredible like events that you covered on your own end, arguably could be the biggest highlight of your life, the Fan Expo
Oh,
at San Francisco. And note this was a 3-year event, which happened back in late 2022, around November. And from what I understand, like the whole premise of this is, to just embrace the art of pop culture, embrace the legends of pop culture, and get people hooked up, to various aspects of pop culture, from sci-fi, horror. Around there too, you ran across a lot of celebrities yourself, and I want to know some of the top celebrities that were there. Were Mark Hamill and Willis Shatner, and people who were at the forum. They got the chance, to get autographs and photos. Now, throughout shooting this segment this whole time, like, what was your like main takeaway? Did you imagine yourself interacting with these like popular figures? How has that, in a way, like influenced your perception towards photography?
This particular video is crazy that you bring up as my most important piece of art. It's funny because it's actually my least viewed piece of art. So I love that. People's different interpretations of art is funny. Yeah, I actually put a big risk in this. I just wanted to make this video to show people how easy it is to do what you really want to do. I reached out to their team at the Fan Expo and said, "Hey, I'm media, and I have this organization that I'm starting called Bobcat Life at the time, and I'm starting a digital newspaper, and I really want to show students what they can do if they just put their mind to it. Would I be able to get media credentials to cover this event?" And I got connected with a director at the Fan Expo, and we communicated, and yeah, I got myself media credentials. So I made a trip up there, and they covered my tickets for 3 days, and the hope was to show students, what they can really do if they put their minds to it, and don't limit themselves. I think a lot of people say, "Oh, I can't get into an event like the Fan Expo because I don't have any following, I don't have any subscribers." And it's not about subscribers, it's not about where you are today. It's about what you are. It's about what you represent. You have to be that person with 1 million subscribers before you get there, and you have to act that way. You have to move that way. And so that was really the intention with this video, to really just go there and show, hey, I'm a UC Merced student. I'm still at undergraduate, and I'm gonna travel to this event and cover this event like a pro and do the best I can, and hopefully someone takes away from that. And I actually did meet Martin Cove from Cobra Kai, which was super funny that you bring that up, because it's actually the third video that I never posted. I don't know why I never posted it. I just, yeah, I don't know.
He may have to do with it.
Right? But yeah, it's funny because I told my girlfriend, I was like, oh, you know what? I want to meet him one day when I work with him or make some piece of art with him. And then it just happened. So I got to shake his hand and talk with him. And I actually told him the story of how my parents met, which was actually really funny. So yeah, it's really fun. It's a really cool event.
Which is why you earned celebrity status. I look back at some of the past segments that I did. I was not sure of myself what I was doing at the beginning. Because I thought that every time celebrities pass by on the red carpet, right, I would pretty much like just stand to the side and just observe. You know what I'm saying? Read the room a bit and sort of like come up with the right questions. You know what I'm saying? There's always this urge of coming up with the right content, for them to engage and for your audience to engage at the same time, right? It's crazy, no?
Yeah, honestly, that's a funny thing about a lot of people when they see my videos, or some people that when they talk to me, they're like, "Oh, you're so confident, you do this and that." And I tell them, like, it's quite the opposite. I probably not the worst, because I still do it, but I struggle with the same emotions that probably everybody else would. my girlfriend that was with me, that was actually behind the camera filming for me, knows this. Anytime anybody would walk by, I would just like, like cut, like, close up and stop talking to the camera. I'll be so self-conscious. But really, it was just about doing it and pursuing what you want to do. I more so my videos is just about showing people that you really can do it. And I want to just make the art. It's not really about me being in front of the camera. I want to just make a really cool video that people take something away from. And if that means me having to be in front of the camera, just do it. There's no better way of doing something than just telling yourself, this is what I want to do. And if I have to do it, just push yourself to do it, because there's really no other way. I think everybody handles anxiety and these emotions the same way. So it's really just about seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And, if your mission is to create the best content and the best videos, that's something that you have to push through. So, yeah, that's the best way to put it.
You said at the beginning that AI in no way possible can replace photography. And I want to quote some experts here, who have pointed out that in order to preserve naturality of photography, we need to regulate deepfakes, that are seeing on the rise as a result of this like modified form of art that is like transforming the concept of what photos mean. In order to take that to the next level, we're going to do just a quick round presented by Pretty Good Burger. It's called Real or Not. So here's how the game works. We have a series of, we have 4 clips here, 4 images in between. One is real, one is fake. And all you have to do is just tell which one is real and which one do you think is a deep fake. So just like we're gonna start off with the first random picks. Which one do you think is real or deep fake?
Shoot. I think the top one is
It's not copyrighted.
I think the top one's fake.
The top one. Well, it may surprise you, but the bottom one is actually the deepfake. And without comparing genders here, but they really did a good job at just messing up the details of what it means to be a celebrity here. And I can speak for that for all the other clips here. Now moving on to the second one. Real or deepfake? Which one do you think it is?
Threw me off. It's kind of the second one was kind of perfect to me. So I was gonna say the bottom one's the real one, but I'm gonna go. The bottom one's a deep fake.
This may surprise you, but the top one is the deep fake. And it's the reason why it's mind blowing, right? It's because this was edited 20 times, before the original pick here. Amazing.
The first one was so much more detail, so I went with a.
See, sometimes details can throw you off a bit, even in photography itself. Now, the third one seems pretty biased and obvious here. Real or deepfake?
I mean, this man's all over TV all the time. So if I get this wrong, the top one is real.
Yep, you're absolutely correct. The top one is real. Finally, we're getting somewhere.
We're getting somewhere.
And lastly, for a clip of Senator Elizabeth Warren, real or deepfake?
Okay, I think top one is real.
And you're absolutely correct, because SNL has a hard time getting away with deepfakes as a result. But again, want to congratulate Elizabeth Warren, for being clipped, in this segment here. So props to that. But this has been Real or Not. And let's see, we're gonna clip here. Take a pause. Okay. And very quickly here, what do you look forward to in 2024?
2024. Wow, 2024. I really want to be more proactive. Really being knowledgeable of my time. I think a lot of us get caught up or want to distract ourselves most of the time. And it's really sad to see. I remember when I was growing up, when you would walk into a classroom, it would just be loud and chattery. But nowadays you walk in and everybody's on their phone. So I kind of want to remove myself from that behavior and all. So whenever I find myself scrolling on my phone or just mindlessly scrolling, if that thought or that that action even starts to go, I just turn to a book or I start to go on a run if I have really that much free time. So just being more proactive with my time, to be honest with you, I think a lot of us can go a long way if we just took advantage of our time and held ourselves accountable for the time that we did have available. Because I think a lot of us complain that we don't have enough time for things, but in reality, we're just treating our downtime in the wrong way. So yeah, be more proactive with my downtime for sure.
And that was Ellis Tom. Goes by the name of Unplanned Photography. You can find most of his masterpiece work on Instagram, and currently works for the Media Cats team. Ellis, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me, Jeremy.
And that's a wrap with the Virgin College Vibes Live Gen Z radio show right here in Merced at the West Coast. Thanks for tuning in. Catch y'all later. Peace out.